This is KUGAN CASSIUS for the Cassius and Helder Show here on BoxNation. With me, I've got, hopefully soon to be world champion, Billy Joe Saunders.
That is the plan, KUGAN. That's the plan, mate.
What's happening, Bill? How are you? Nice new car outside.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Just rolling up to the gym. Saw you lost around London, driving up and down. So I'd like to show you in the way to the West Ham gym where we are today.
I did get a little bit lost, I'm not going to lie.
He was driving up and down like, it was like he was in India or something. Didn't know where he was.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about the press conference last week with you and Eubank. It's 30 minutes of, well, you could say comedy gold, but what did you make of it?
No, listen, I'll just turn up just to, obviously I'm headlining the show, co-headlining the show, just to get me date really. I didn't really know he was going to be there. Obviously he was. And, obviously if we're in the same room, people's going to ask stupid questions and, they're going to get the truth, really. And, sometimes the truth is funny.
He looks like he doesn't really want to be in these positions where he's sat next to you in press conferences. Are you the complete opposite? Do you like to be in press conferences like that? I mean, you're not fighting each other this time, so it's different. So,
well, listen, let's get it right. If he was set there the winner, I wouldn't want to be in the same room as him, definitely not. So I can understand he don't want to be in the same room as me. He got beat by me, innit? So, and he knows I'm going to give him stick about it. As the fans give him stick, listen, it's good, it's entertaining, isn't it? People like it. So if he's in the same room as me, I'll always give him stick.
You're fighting May the 9th. Your opponent will be Gaston Vega, Argentinian. 34 fights, 24 wins. But you're looking ahead of this, aren't you? This is... No, you won't be overlooking your opponent. I'm not suggesting that, but I'm saying that the Quillin Lee thing is your golden ticket.
Well, that's the fight, obviously, that I'm looking to is the Quillin Lee fight. I'm more interested in that. But at the moment, I've got a job, and I could have got somebody English in with more losses than wins. But I don't think I brought somebody in was too, it's not. I don't like using the term warm up, but it's not going to be like I said before. No Muhammad Ali in there with me, So, he's been 10 rounds with a few good fighters, and he's been with a few good names, and so I'll get him out the way. And the bigger picture is the Andy Lee Peter Quillin fight, and that's got to take place by the end of July.
Andy Lee and Peter Quillin fight this week live on BoxNation. Peter Quillin fighting for the title that he vacated and that Andy Lee won against Korobov. Obviously, you've got a massive sort of influence, impact within this sort of fight that's happening this Saturday. But what chance do you give Andy Lee against Peter Quillin? Not many people expected him to dismantle Korobov the way he did in his previous fights. So that John Jackson, I think, was behind on the cards, and he come back with a beautiful shot to knock him out. So you can't write Andy Lee off. No,
definitely not. I don't think that he disposed of Korobov. I mean, because Korobov was, in my view, was just nicking every round until the 6th, till he got caught. And that's the thing with Andy Lee. You can never switch off. You've got to be, if you're if you're 12 rounds up with 10 seconds to go, you've got to be focused and stick to a game plan. Don't get stupid, because he has produced it, and he has got that dig. But I think that fight there it's a real 50-50 fight, Coop. You got Peter Quillin. Has he really ever been tested? Has he been hit on the chin, rocked, and got to come back? The only thing that I question about is the upbringing he's had and whatnot else. But he walks away from £1.5 million fight. It's all financially. I mean, I stepped aside for financial reasons, because it was good financially. It worked out better for me, But when a fight's in front of you for $1.5 million and you swerve that, I don't know. There's this, a question: is it self-belief, or do you look at Korobov and think that job's a bit too big? Because we ain't really seen him in with anybody at Korobov's level. Andy Lee went in and took it with both hands and done the job. And 1 minute I'm thinking Lee, then I'm thinking Quillin. But Quillin's the home favourite, obviously, isn't he?
Some people will look at you over the last 6 months, and I mean, you took the Eubank fight, and you allowed obviously the Andy Lee Quillin fight to happen, pass on the IBF situation, but they'll look at that, and you've got your reasons, whether they're financial or a fight that everyone did want to see was you and Eubank, but they will also see on the flip side is that if you've kind of missed some opportunities there to fight for a world title. What would you say to that?
Well, with the IBF, when I got that message from Frank to fight for the IBF, I'll never forget it. I was like over the moon. I was thinking, yeah, like fighting the dam, get it, defend against Quillin or Lee for a both title unification fight. Yeah. And I spoke to Frank about. We had a meeting in London, and there was no flip side of it. It was like 6 figures less money. A lot of money, a hell of a lot of money in the difference, and me deal with the WBO was out the window. Now, if I could have, boxed Nadam, got that belt and defended, sure, I would have done that, but it wasn't really. It was like a carrot in front of me, Is Nadam? People say, oh well, you should have boxed for the IBF. You passed the opportunity on, but Nadam, Nadam is probably the easiest world title fight probably I would have got. No world title fight was easy, but if you get where I'm coming from. But listen, I wouldn't have stepped aside and done all that if it was for nothing. And if I'd have boxed for that, all my deal with the WBO would have been off, and it would all have been for nothing. And I'm a man to my word, I stuck to it. I know where I'm going, I've got that path in my head, and I'm going to follow it out, whether I become world champion or don't. But at least I know I've stuck with something that I chose myself and gone through.
Realistically, after your fight on May the 9th, you're not going to fight twice before the summer. So if it comes down to the winner of Quillin and Lee, and it comes down to a huge rematch with Chris Eubank Jr., which he obviously is very vocal about that he wants, and Frank seems like he wants that fight as well. But what would you do? You're not going to fight twice before the summer, are you? So,
well, listen, KUGAN, it's all about the money, mate. Listen, don't get me wrong, it's about the love of boxing, giving it to the fans. But listen, I've got 2 little boys growing up. I've got myself to think about and them to think about, and listen, money. It's a bit. When people say boxing's for the love, yes, obviously it's for the love. No one loves going there and getting punched in the head. But for the right money, I'm open to any fight. For the right money, any fight. And people say, "Oh, you passed on world title opportunity." Yeah, but I'm in boxing to make a better life for my family and me. And if I think that I can do it by choosing listen, I told Frank, you double my world title money, what I'm getting to fight Eubank, and let's do it. Not a problem. I'll do that now. I'll sign up to it. Get my lawyer in there, we'll sign up, get the rematch on. But if you only want to give a little bit more, no, I'll have fulfill my dream, be world champion, and do that, But if you're talking money that we're probably never going to see, you know what I'm saying? You've got to take, listen, tomorrow, KUGAN, I could be in that car and have a car accident and broke my legs, hands, everything, and my boxing career's finished. So you've got to take an opportunity when it comes. And some people ain't believing that, but I am. When it's there, I believe you've got to take an opportunity. And whether that's, fighting for the world title, rematch with Eubank. Listen, at the minute now, I'm in a good position. I've got to step aside and, I'm fighting. I've got a warm-up fight. I'll get the winner of Andy Lee, Peter Quillin, or I can be in talks for another big fight. I'm in control at the minute because I can make a few decisions if I want. If I rung Frank today, Frank wants to see me today, 2 o'clock. So I don't know what that is. Probably about the rematch. I don't know. But I'm in a good position at the minute. You get a lot of fighters what's really got to do what the promoter says at the moment. But I'm in a position in my boxing career. I do what I want. All right, Frank guides me and my lawyer Robert Davis and that, but I can make a few decisions now what's going to potentially earn me a lot of money. And it's making the right decision. And, and my right decision is where the money is.
Oh, I understand the money aspect of it, but where do you find the level between realising your dream of becoming a world champion? You've been boxing all your life, and that is, like, not the end goal, but that is one of the ultimate goals for you is to win a world title. So where do you find that level? You've got one staring you in the face, the winner of Quillin Lee, and where do you balance that out and decide whether the Eubank rematch would probably earn you more money, or you go and fight for something that you've aspired since you started boxing?
Well, listen, don't get me wrong, a belt's nice, world title belts, to be named world champion. You know, you can be talked about forever, it's nice, but when you're in a position where you've got to provide, and you know, you become a man, you've got to do things what's best, not for me, forget about me. I'm my little boys. You know, if it was for me, I would have been boxing for the world title, Andy Lee. Now, my world title, my dream. But, you know what I mean? My little boy's way of life is, you know what I'm saying? It comes before my boxing, to be honest. They're the only two things that come before my boxing. And to weigh it all up is our decision. And it was, do I go for my world title dream now, or do I try to set them up? And that's all I'm in boxing for, to set them up. Me, listen, if I come through it, win a fight, then, you know, I become world champion. Please God, that's what I want. I want to do that. But, you know, I think about my little children, and that's the thing that's going to get me there, I think. And, you know, and I will be world champion, I know I will, but at the moment, there's a path I can go for the WBO, or there's a path for the rematch. And at the moment, I'm on the track for the WBO, but there's a little turn at the moment, you know, on the left-hand side there. Well, listen, if Frank wants to give me, listen, and he has been on the phone to me, stupid amount of money, which, you know, is for me, life-changing money, then let's get it on and do it. I'm open to it.
I think the people that saw the first fight would like to see a rematch between you and Chris Eubank Jr., but you'll be prepared to go through because it was quite a build-up to that, wasn't it? It was the whole not turning up to the press conferences. There was the whole,
and what people don't
all
understand,
that kind of thing.
Kugan, is I didn't know I was boxing Chris Eubank to the weigh-in, to the actual day of the weigh-in. I didn't know he was fighting to the weigh-in. Now you imagine all the stress, all the building up, flying back, and thinking, because they try to play a big mind game, and you imagine thinking, is he fighting, is he not? When you've got your own, like young people around you, and people from his camp, you've heard he's not fighting, he's not going to fight, and you're doing all that training. It plays a little bit, but now I know I've beat him, and I know that he would give his left arm for the rematch. Now I know he's fighting. I know he's fighting from day one, so I'll get that into my head. I'll beat him a lot easier, and a lot better than what people think next time. A lot better. Hell of a lot better.
Okay, well, listen, we'll have to wait and see. May the 9th, though, first, Wembley Arena, get that out of the way.
May the 9th, it's my warm-up, and it's a WBO with Peter Quillin and Andy Lee. At the minute, I'm on that track for the winner. There's only one other way before that fight, and before I put my dream on the line, and it's good money, is to double that. And, you know, I'm sure that we could do business, as they say. Then I'll buy you a camel.
Why a camel?
Or a goat.
What else?
I won't buy you horse and cart, I'll buy you goat and cart then.
We can do this.
It's not a problem. And I'll upgrade your camera for you, because that is terrible. I've had a lot of people, I don't know, I've been looking on the internet about the sound or about, I think you've been skimping out. I think you've been making these cameras at home yourself, haven't you?
What do you know about it? Stick to what you know.
Well, I'm only saying, Kugan, I've had people on Twitter, I read it and they're like, shit sound. Or,
you can't swear on it.
Sorry, bad sound. And stuff like that.
Sound will be fine, so don't worry about it.
Well, I think
actually, just before we end this interview, do you want to pick up your mate and my goddaughter who...
Oh, yeah, Billy Ray, my best mate, get married to my cousin Scarlett and that. And we've been debating this morning, me and Kugan on the phone, what part we're going to roll and who's playing what part. I think Kugan's playing, he's dishing out the food or making the curry, yeah? Something like that.
Maybe, you never know.
Well, that's it. But we've got to play major parts in this. So we've got to get down and think about this, what we're going to do here.
We'll discuss it after this interview. All right, listen, Billy Joe Saunders, thank you very much for talking to the Cassius and Elder show here on BoxNation. Let you get back to your training, and best of luck on the 9th.
Thank you, Coogie boy. Done.
Thank you very much.